You with another live coming through with my alkaline water. Just coming on here and see what's good. How's your day going? See what's going on with the peoples, the community. Grateful for another blessed day, right? So we here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Got a nice one up there. Look at that. Nice. So what up? What's going on, world? Y'all ready for 2026? How's your 2026 treating you? How's your 2026 treating you, ladies and gentlemen? How's the economy treating you? Make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, avoid getting sick. A lot of liquids, a lot of fruits and vegetables, right? Keep that stuff up so we don't get sick. Stay healthy. 2026 gonna be some changes, so we got to make sure we on point, mindset right. And so everything got to, especially with the changes that's coming through. We got what they talking about. The economy is gonna be reset. Almost missed where I was going. Almost missed where that I was going. Time really go by fast, man. Cause what we in? What's this today? The 12th day of the first month of the 2026. Time is flying by, so we got to get prepared. You know, what, let me go. Let me talk about something on here. Let me find. What can I talk? Let me see my notes. All right. You know what? Since we in 2026, we got to make some changes, right? 2026, we got to make some changes. So for me personally, I have to learn about finance, right? Money, finance, because really and truly, the way things been going, I've been basically financially illiterate, financially dumb, financially whatever they want to say it. So I need some investment for dummies type movements to go on, right? Which I've been doing, here and there, learning to partake into the market, learning to make your money work for you instead of being a consumer, always spending your money, being a consumer, um, uh, using debt to live your life instead of using debt to acquire asset. So I got to. Where's the police going? Okay. Blink One S. What's going on? I don't know. I just saw like 4 or 5 police moving. Something not going around here where I'm at. But all right. So for me personally, for 2026, I have to get out of financial illiteracy, right? Not knowing about finance, not doing the right things with finance, and not investing, right? Not investing properly, or lack of investment, or not knowing how to invest. So for me, 2026, that's going to be one of my main key goals is to become more financially literate, get out of the mindset of being financially illiterate, being a financial dummy or whatever like that. So I have to start learning how to invest, right? Learning instead of what they call it, what they call that money, extra money after you pay your bills, necessities. I don't want to say surplus money, but in a way it's like that. So you already spent your money, you spent your bills, you pay for your bills, mortgage, rent, whatever, insurance, yada yada, your necessities, groceries. Then you have extra money left over. Disposable income. All right. So then you have income, but you have disposable income, which is okay. You got paid, you took care of your necessities, your bills, whatever like that, your groceries, but you still have money left over. Instead of using disposable income to go ahead and just either squander the money or wasting money on consumer items. I have to learn to become financially literate. So use the money to have the money make money for myself, right? Then instead of using debt as a consumer way, I have to start using debt to acquire asset. So once I acquire the asset with the debt now, I can let that asset, what is it? Let that asset, um, what is it? What is that? See, I gotta learn these terms, right? I gotta learn these terms. Adrian, Adarian, big shout outs to you. Shout outs to you. So like, so I have to learn what to do with my money instead of just okay, I have disposable income, go ahead and spend it on BS, buying unnecessary stuff, right? Or end up using my credit cards to buy consumer products, whatever like that, buying video games or wasting money on unnecessary things. And then what I'm doing is coming out my pocket to pay on that debt, to pay interest on that debt. Where if I could have went the other way, buy assets with the debt, let that assets mature or whatever however they use that term, right? And then I can borrow against that asset and pay off the debt. But I was doing it backwards. I was using my debt to be a consumer, using my debt to do this and this and that, instead of learning the correct way of money, right? The correct way of the funds, right? The correct way of the funds. I'm going to be depositing this, but it's not going to stay in my bank, right? Because once I deposit this, I'm transferring it over into right now. For me, I probably do a half of it over to digital assets, right? Yeah, assets, man. What? No, not asset, bro. Yo, Linda Smore, nah, Linda Smore says, nah, not asset. Lend us more assets or accumulate assets. So right now I'm putting this into my bank. And instead of just leaving it into my savings account, whatever like that, to get 0.01%, I'm going to be transferring some of this money into savings, into crypto savings. Like, they go to police again. Somebody trying to rob the bank and I ain't even know. Linda, that was a good one. Nah, you good, you good. That was a good one. I needed that laugh right there. That was a good laugh. By acid. No, 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 no. So I put my savings into like Bitcoin, learning the different tricks. Right now I'm trading meme coins. So meme coins is like not the big crypto, so not the Bitcoin, not the Ethereum, not the Solana. So meme coins, I like Doge. I like to trade Dogecoin, the smaller ones, right? Which is the smaller caps. But what I'm doing, right, I'm learning about financial literacy, right? In order to start avoiding some of these mistakes that I made before. And I'm coming over here trying to be as transparent as possible to, show you some of the things that mistakes that I've probably done, um, and trying to get out of it by instead of using my debt to be a consumer and buying consumer products like that, I'm going to use it to buy assets, cryptocurrency, and stuff like that. So once you start to put it in cryptocurrency, you learn how to value a crypto work or whatever like that. And you don't have to like do digital asset like I'm doing, right? You can do stocks. You can do stocks. You can do bonds. You can do real estate, land. You can get it for real. You can get involved with real estate for about $10, right? Because I've been doing my research. I'm telling you, like I gotta get my stuff together because being financially illiterate, especially going into the upcoming years and how the economy is changing. Linda, I'm kind of on the same page as you. That's why I'm kind of doing all these research and trying to get an idea of what to invest in. So one of the main things as getting started into investing. So some of the things that I've started off with was learning about ETF and index funds. That's a good way to get involved with investing and getting assets. Um, is to get involved with Wall Street. You know what Wall Street is doing. Oh, I guess they want me to keep my money. So get involved with ETFs, um, ETFs, index funds, all of that stuff right there. That's the beginner, right? As a beginner, you will start off at like that. And a good platform to get started with that you don't even have to invest it yourself is Acorn. I don't know if you ever heard of the Acorn app, right? So the Acorn app, you download the Acorn app, you connect it to your bank card, right? And when you use your bank card, so say if you pay for something and it's $2.60, right? The remainder 40 cents will go towards your Acorn investment account, and they'll invest it for you. And what they basically invested in is like index funds, ETFs, um, a variety of fund like that, where you don't have to do the investment yourself, right? Right? It would take care of it for you. It will invest it in right ones. If you wanted to grow fast, you can have it grow fast. If you wanted to be one that's long term, you can do it for long term. But it's a good way if you're a beginner to start with that. Then you start to learn about like the stocks and the stock market and stuff like that. You can get more involved, get more ETFs or index funds into your portfolio, right? So that's one thing I'm learning about, right? And there's a variety of platforms other than Acorn. But Acorn was such a simpler one, easy one to understand. It lets your money grow for you. It will help you if you want to be moderate or aggressive. Um, so the Acorn app is a good one. Stash is also a good one, but I just like the Acorn app because if I go to a store and I've used the and I use it, go ahead. And I use my card, it rounds it up to the nearest dollar and whatever the change is. So like I said, it was 40 cents, they put it to your account. Then what you could do is put like each week you could put like a $5 or a $10 into the Acorn app and it will grow it for you, right? So that's one way that you can start to get um involved with like the stock market and investing as a beginner, right? Is with the Acorn app because the Acorn app does majority of the work for you. All you got to do is use your card, and you can hook up more than one bank card. So say if you're using more than one bank card, you can hook up more than one bank card. It rounds it up, and I say put at least $5 a week into it as well. So it rounds up the extra change, and I say at least put $5 into it weekly, $5 $10 weekly, right? That's a good look. So after the Acorn app, now I say get involved with a brokerage account. So you want to get a brokerage account, you can even use a brokerage account with your smartphone. So you don't even have to have one of the top notch brokerage account. You don't have to have no Fidelity, no Vanguard. And this all comes into play with learning about finance. Cause yeah, I'm telling y'all, yo, financial illiterate. I was financially illiterate because I wasn't knowing exactly how money works. Yeah, you get your money, you get paid, you go shopping, you save your small amount into your savings account, but your savings account is only what giving you a 0.01%, where you have high yield savings account that's giving no 3.5%, 4%, 2.9%. You see me? So we have to get out of that box of being financially illiterate, being a financial dummy, not knowing about money, right? Being a financial dummy about money, always being a consumer instead of being an investor. That's not going to help for 2026, right? Because I'm telling y'all, I've been doing some research, I've been going through some stuff, I've been getting into these forums or whatever you want to call it, all type of stuff. In 2026, what they say is the reset of the economy, right? And the current administration sees what's going on because they're also doing stuff. Like the other day, President Trump, this current president right now, made an announcement, and this kind of actually he made two announcements that's kind of shocking because a lot of people are saying that it's coming more from a Democratic progressive side. So one, he said after January 20th, right? This is the big one right here. After January 20th, check it out. Listen up, share it. After January 20th, 2026, credit card companies cannot charge over 10% for interest rate. Did I get that right? Is y'all hearing me? Is y'all hearing me? Listen, 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 listen. Is y'all hearing me? So a lot of things is changing because he's trying to have the credit card reduce now. You know them credit cards be up 21%, 18%, 19%, 23.9%. All of that has to be reduced down to 10%. So no, they saying no credit card should have over a 10% interest rate right now. And you know those interest rate be kicking in. So what's going on? Let me know. Let me know. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about being financially illiterate and working on becoming financially literate, right? Being a financial dummy, being a financial dummy is not funny, right? Being a financial dummy is not funny going into 2026 because they're changing up a lot of things. They're changing up how money is operating. They're changing up how money is used, and we right now don't even understand the exact form of money or how money is used or what's the definition of money and all that stuff. Like I had to look up what's an ETF fund and what's an index fund and what's a mutual fund and what's all these different words and terminology that they using and we don't know about, right? Shout out to that person who told me my likes is off. So we got to learn these things, man. I'm telling you, these terminologies, these right way of investing, right? Getting involved with assets, getting involved with index funds, mutual funds, allocating your savings to high yield savings account instead of your regular 0.01% from your bank or whatever that your bank is giving, right? Got to be on point. But let me go through these comments real quick, and I'm about to be out of here. What was that, Linda? Linda Small, shout out to you. Big shout out to you. Thanks for that laugh. But no, no assets. Trying to accumulate assets. No problem. No problem. You call it your lemon account? Okay, what you call? Um, you call it your lemon account. Why you call it your lemon account? That's an interesting term. Linda, you still on here, Linda? Why you call it your lemon account? I don't know. Mm, Your linen, I'd call it my. Your linen. Oh, you mean you put it in a mattress? That's what you mean? Under the mattress? Uh, don't show your pin. Uh-oh. I hope I didn't show my pin, Linda. Thank you. I hope I didn't show my pin. Jeez, brother. Linda, I hope I didn't show my pin. I'm gonna have to go back on that video, but thanks for that. If I did show my pin, I'm gonna have to go back and change it. I don't know what I trust to invest in. Yeah, same thing with me, Linda. That's why I've been, like I said, do some research. I'm definitely involved with the stock market because that's a good way to grow your money, especially if you have like disposable income or money in your savings account. You can have that money grow by getting involved with the stock market, getting some ETFs, VOO, SCHD, a few ones, right? I'm gonna do another video. I'm gonna do a video about those, right? But yeah, so what I'm learning is to get involved with the stock market. Other than the stock market, real estate is also a fabulous way of growing your um your money, letting your money grow for you, letting your money work for you. Um, what else? Real estate, stock market, and for me, digital currency, cryptocurrency, crypto market. Not exactly. It doesn't have to be exactly crypto because you got. digital assets in different forms right now, right? But thank y'all for being on here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, right? Linus Moore 266, appreciate you. Um, what do you think about investment in things like local animal hospitals, shelters, adoption centers versus crypto? Something more local versus why? It's interesting that you said that, Linda, because I came across some information in regards to Um, what is it? Assisted living homes. Getting involved with assisted living homes and how you can get grants and funding for open up assisted living homes or group homes or what else? Assisted living homes, group homes, substance abuse homes. Um, what is it? What is it? It's something else they called it, but basically, like people not doing too well with their housing, and they need to get housing. You can find houses for them, develop the houses, set the houses up, and these programs will pay you to have these people come into the house and live there, whatever like that. Whatever their program give them money instead of it going to whatever, a big realtor or a big apartment builder or something like that. It will start to go to like the regular people who start setting up these homes for assisted living, right? But that's not a bad idea. Always investing is always cool. I'm just like, for me, local animal hospital shelter, adoption centers, that's cool. But for me right now, I think I have to do a lot of research to learn about that. Like even like with the assisted living homes, I kind of started doing some research, but that's not something I was already partaking in. So I'll have to definitely do some research to learn how to come up on that right there. Um, what else? What else? What else you said? Versus something more local. Yeah, that makes sense. Linda Moore. No, I haven't. Oh, you haven't heard of Acorn? That's me. I am headed into work, but I'll subscribe. Linda Moore, you have a good night too. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate you. And I'm gonna be coming on here and discussing more because I'm telling y'all, like, I'm really trying to learn this financial stuff. Getting, I'm definitely getting out of debt. I'm going to do a video too on how I'm able to get out of debt and grow my credit score within probably less than, let's give it a year. But it was less than a year, but let's give it a year. And I'm gonna work on I'm gonna work on a project because I did it in less than a year where I was able to get out of debt, increase my not totally out of debt, but I mean like clear up some of my debt, increase my credit score, and also was able to be able to get more credit because of how I was able to fix my credit. Or I forgot how they call it, but I'm gonna do a video on that, right? On how I was able to clear it up, some of the platforms I used to clear up my credit, um, and increase my credit score, right? So I'm gonna discuss that on some other videos. So Linda Moore, I hope you have a good night heading into work. Be safe. Have a great day at work. Great day or night at work, and have a good night. Be safe. All right. Hope to see you next time on one of these lives on one of these videos. Thanks for subscribing, Linda. Appreciate you. And everybody else, see you next time. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing your time with me because your time is one of the most valued assets that you can have. So I thank you for sharing it with me, and I'll see you next time. Peace.